Lesson 82, Recording a Macro. In this lesson, we'll get you up to speed in the first steps to be able to record a macro. Now, admittedly, this is a very simple macro where the cell pointer does not move to a new location. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at what to do when you're going to move from one spot to another. We'll assign the macro to a quick access toolbar icon or to an on-sheet button. Okay. So I ran into someone in one of my Excel seminars who said that he had to mark cells to be audited, and his manager made him do the following steps. He had to go to the paint bucket icon and choose a light blue font, and then the font icon and choose a dark blue font. Use bold. He says those two weren't bad. It was the border settings that drove him crazy. He had to come to the line color and choose a dark blue line. You had to come to line style and choose a thick border, and then apply that to the top and to the bottom in order to format the cell. He said if that could be reduced to a single keystroke or a button click, I would be able to go much faster in marking these cells. Well, this is the perfect opportunity to record a macro. Now, the macro tab, the developer tab, is actually hidden by default. So we have to go to the Office button and Excel options and choose Show Developer tab in the ribbon. We've been working with this blue color scheme for a while, so let's go ahead and try out the silver color scheme for the lessons in this part. Click OK. You'll see that we now have a brand new tab called Developer. On the left-hand side are the buttons that we're going to use to record a macro and get to the Visual Basic Editor. We also need to go check macro security, especially if you've never run macros on this machine. The setting that you want is the second setting, Disable all macros with notification. This is equivalent to the old setting of medium in Excel 2003. Click OK. Alright, so let's record our first macro. Choose a cell that you would like to format and click the Record Macro button. We have to enter a few questions. One is the macro name. Now, we can't use a space here, but we can put two words and capitalize the second word. So I'll call it blue format. Shortcut key. Well, this is a tough one. Most of the shortcut keys are already taken. Control J and K are two that are available, but those don't make me think of blue. So maybe what I'll do is Control Shift B. Where are we going to store the macro? This is an important question. Is this a macro that only applies to this workbook, or is it a macro that should apply to every workbook on this computer? If it applies to every macro on this computer, we'll store it in the Personal Macro Workbook. And the description, we can say macro to format a cell in blue with top and bottom borders. And we can click OK. Now once we click OK, the macro recorder will be running. And we can tell that because the record button has changed to stop recording at the top. You'll also notice down here in the bottom left, we have the stop button. Okay, so at this point, we can go to any tab and go through the steps to record the macro. So light blue fill color, dark blue font, bold. We'll go back and choose the line color again. Go back and choose the line style again. And then apply the top border and the bottom border. Alright, now at this point, we don't want to go select another cell to admire the work that we've done so far. I realize we can't see the borders for sure, but we want to stop recording before we select another cell. Okay, so I've stopped recording, and I can take a look and see that the macro appears to have worked. Well, I'll select another cell, and we'll try and run the macro, so press Control Shift B, and sure enough, it formats the cell as we wanted. Now, if you wanted to change that shortcut key, you would have to go to the Developer tab, and then to Macros. We have blue format, and we would click the Options button, and you could change the shortcut there. It would also be handy to have a button on our quick access toolbar that would run this macro. So I'll right click and choose Customize. And there's a drop down here called Macros. You see there is our macro, personal.xls, blue format. I'll add that to the quick access toolbar, but then I want to modify the icon. You see that they give us a variety of icons here. Maybe I would use the dark blue icon for this. And give it a display name of Format in Blue. Click OK. Click OK. Now I have my icon. Because I changed the display name, I get to see what the icon does, and I can run the macro by clicking the icon. It's also possible to run the macro from a button on the sheet. Here on the Developer tab, under Insert, we have Form Controls and ActiveX Controls. Right now, I'd like to use a Form Control. So I click that and draw in the sheet. It asks me to assign a macro to that button, and I choose Blue Format. And click Run. Alright, so now we can select a cell and press Run. Or alternatively, a macro could be assigned to any shape on the sheet. We can change the color, add some text, and now I'll right-click the shape and use Assign Macro to assign it to the blue format macro. Click OK, choose a cell, press the icon, and the macro runs. Alright, well, there you have it. Adding the Developer tab back to the ribbon, recording a simple macro, remembering how to stop recording by using the icon down here, and then several different ways to run the macro, either a shortcut key, a quick access toolbar button, an actual forms button, or really any shape at all. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and in Lesson 83, we'll take a look at a more complex macro where we need to record navigation from cell to cell.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than live lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.